Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls coming to you from the West Coast. Today I wanted to share a really fun and simple card. It just uses basically a flower or any kind of an embellishment that you can put here. If you use Christmas papers, you could do a snowflake or just anything. And then a stamp, and then these are just circle dies in an embossing folder. But I love the way it came out. I thought it looks great and super simple to make. Let me show you how it's made. Started with a 5x7 card blank and then cut a piece of linen card just a little bit smaller than the 5x7. And then go ahead and mount that on there. And you don't have to emboss the background. If you wanted to use a patterned paper, you could do that. I thought the embossing folder just kind of added a little bit something. And this is the Geometric Circles 3D embossing folder from Crafter's Companion. It kind of went with the circles on the card, so thought it was a good option. We'll set that aside. And then I used my 4 circle nested dies. And this is, I think it's the largest one. Yes, it is. And it's 4.5 inches. And then I skipped one and went down, and then I skipped one and got the next one, and skipped one and got the next one. And the smallest one is just about 2 inches. So 4.5 down to 2. And it's basically every other one. And you're going to cut that out of patterned paper or any kind of paper. And you need one of the large circle, and then I just cut the small out of the same paper. Although I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna flip it over. No, I'll do that. Like I'll go ahead and use the same. You don't have to. You can make these different colors. You basically want 4 pieces of patterned paper that somewhat go together. This is actually one sheet of 12 by 12 from the Wisteria collection. And this is the back. These are the back side, and this is the front side. And then you need 2 of the middle 2 that are essentially the same pattern, because when you layer these up, this is a small one and a big one, and so you want those 2 to match. And then this is a small one, and there's the other half of the big one and the small one underneath there. And then this is the second to smallest, and this is the third to smallest, and then third, and then second. So you need 2 out of the middle 2 in one in each pattern that essentially matches, so that it looks like the same paper, even though those are 2 different circles. Okay, hope that makes sense. So out of my nesting dies, I ended up using the big and the small. So these 2 are the same, and because that just saves paper, and that'll work. And then you need the 2 middle ones. You need 2 different patterns, one of each. So you want these 2, as you can see, kind of match. This is from the B side of the paper, but that particular paper has purple on one side and then it sort of merges into a green. And so this is from the purple end, and this is from the green end, and then this is from the A side of the paper. And so when you line them up, they'll look essentially like, you can do it this way, I guess, if you want, so that it looks sort of varied. So, and then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to cut all of these in half. And there's a couple of ways you can do it. On this one, I actually tried to measure them and cut it, and they don't have to be perfect, because as you can see, you're covering up the center. But what I thought I'd do on this one is, and I'm gonna try and get it so that it's print. I think if I fold it, it'll make it easier to cut, and it'll be perfectly in the middle that way. And like I said, it doesn't matter on that inside edge if it's exactly right or straight, because you're going to cover it up anyway. So, and on this one, if you cut these separately instead of out of the same one, you could actually probably get 2 cards at a time. Let me cut each of these. Okay, so there's a small and a big and a small and a big. And we're going to do the same thing on these. And you could use a guillotine or something else to trim if you want. But as you can see, you basically get 2 circles. So if I had done that a little bit differently, I probably could have got, actually I probably could get 2 cards out of the same set. I couldn't do 2 cards out of the set of paper that I did on the first card because when I was cutting them, I measured one wrong, and so it didn't work. Okay, so those go together. And then we're going to cut this one this way, so we got floral on both. And you just want to, when you cut them in half, again, be aware of the pattern, because you want this one and this one to look like the same piece of paper. So you want to make sure you got florals on both of them. So it's going to go that way and that way. So I think I'm going to go this way. And if you didn't have nesting dies, you could literally make this with, you know, just drawing with a circle cutter, just drawing around. Okay. 2 and 2. Okay, so I think I got all of that. I'm going to set these to one side. I don't think I need those. Okay, so now we're going to create our little half circles. So you need the center, and then this one's going to go that way, and then you need the next one, which is going to go underneath there, and the matching one's going to go there. Then you need the next one, and then you need the biggest one and the smallest. Okay, and you're just going to glue those up. Now you can use foam tape if you wanted dimension. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use some tacky glue. And you want to glue these so that they're flat on the bottom, and I liked just a little bit of this card underneath card showing on the side. So you could make them line up completely if you wanted to, but I kind of liked the look of a little bit of that card showing. I think it would be really pretty in like the Christmas paper, and with a snowflake on the edge. Okay, there's that side. Now we'll do this side. Okay. And that's about all there is to it. Now we're just going to take our card. And again, you can use foam tape on these or not. I did use some foam tape on this one, but this one I think I'm going to just go ahead and do flat. So get it lined up, and you essentially want to center it on the card, and then see how these lines line up so it looks like it's just a continuing pattern. So kind of line it up, get it in the middle, and then I spread it out kind of as much as I could, top to bottom, and try and get these straight. Okay. And then I just took a strip of that linen background card. That's an inch wide, cut a 3/4 inch white strip, mounted it in the middle, and went ahead and stamped my sentiment. I'm just going to glue that over the top. And again, you can use foam tape to raise it up if you want. And just try to get it straight on there. That looks pretty good. Let that glue grab. Okay, and then I cut, with this one, I used these flower dies. I can't remember what these are from. I think it was some sort of a rose die, and I cut a bunch of them and framed them. What I actually started out with was using the double-sided dies, and I made these, and you could do that, but I wasn't sure I liked it. So I did this one, and I do like that better. But if you're going to post it, if you're going to put it through the post, I would go with something flat, like the double-sided flower, which doesn't look bad. And I've got I cut some greenery that went with it. Let's try this. Let's see what I think. Actually, that's not bad, but I like the other flower better. So I think that's not bad. I just don't like it as much. So we're going to go with the flowers, and I cut a bunch of them. I've got, let's see, 2 little ones cut that are left over from the other flower, and I got 2 medium-sized ones and 3 large ones, and then some foliage. And I'm just going to shape these with my ball tools. So I'm going to start out and just giving these some shape. And I'm going to do each of the layers exactly the same way. So I'll probably speed this up so you don't have to watch this part. Okay, now we're just going to layer up all of our flower layers. And just layer them offsetting. Okay. And then I just got some foliage out of some light green, and this is actually the foliage dye that went with those dyes. And I used a light green and dark green on the other one, but I think I'm going to go with just the light green. And we're going to put the foliage one up and one down, and then we'll put that flower right in the middle. I don't really care what it looks like there because I'm going to put my flower right on top. And I'm going to put that on with some 3D glue gel just because it's dimensional, and I think this will help it hold just a little bit better. So pick a big glob in there and just kind of put it right over that edge. And that's all there is to it. Pretty simple. So you can see fairly similar. I actually used exactly the same paper on this one, just different parts of the 12 by 12 sheet. And I've still got the center 2 pieces. All I had to have to do is cut one more of the large one to make another card out of essentially what the leftover. So hope you enjoyed that. and you give it a try. It's super easy to make and I think pretty effective. And again, if you wanted to put it in the post, I would use, to mail it, I would use a flat embellishment, just a layered flower, or you could even do like a stamped image over there, just something else. Or you could probably just leave it with nothing there and just put some put gems here and here and a sentiment across the middle, and it would still look, I think it would look really nice. So anyway, thanks for watching.